Hello everybody, my name is Rick, and we're going to continue programming Wordle. Yeah, I'm doing this 30 minutes at a time, so this is episode 15, and we're close, but there's one key thing that we have to consider, and at the end of the Wordle game, initial algo, ponder, checking for words. The game loop, when we obtain this 5-letter correct word, we have to pay attention to, I'll put this in the text somewhere. Maybe I didn't mean to do it that way. We have to take into consideration one word at a time type thing, or ordered words, one word at a time. And I'll put this here. When we play Wordle on the New York Times website, or when it was originally offered, one of the neat constraints was that it only played or offered one word per day, and somehow those words were ordered in a certain way, and I can't remember the website, or I do remember watching a YouTube, somebody explaining why Wordle was so cool and the information theory behind Wordle, and I'll try to find that YouTube and put it into the YouTube title description when I finish. But in that YouTube, it was said that there's, I think, 6,000 ordered words, and it was hard-coded right into the game itself. So I could see where the order was coming from, but then it had to be you only played one word at a time. So basically we have to account for that somehow, or at least we should try to code that in. Maybe just the ordering of the words or something, because you don't want to play word 1 again potentially. But anyway, it's something to think about. Ordered words, one word. I'm going to say one word per day. Yesterday we talked about collections, and we talked about big O notation, and after hemming and hawing between the dictionary and the array, I made the decision that, you know what, we're going to go with a set. A set actually fits the use case exactly. When we read about how a set is implemented and how it can be used, it's actually the appropriate choice, even though the word dictionary is kind of intriguing. It's suggestive of that's the better choice, but let's keep going with this set business. In our code, our WordleWords class, which there's no tests here, but I'm not worried about that, but maybe we may want to make a test for the wording. But what we'll have in our WordleWords is a variable that I think we'll want to make it private. Private var, and it's just going to be the words itself. So words, and to declare a set, we just do something like this. Var letters. Oh, wow, they're making a set of letters here. We're gonna do the same thing, but for words. Var words equals set string and right. So now that we have this, what we'll, I'm pretty sure this is going to work, and I've been doing a lot of offline programming to kind of stay somewhat on track with understanding Swift, but this I'm just doing right in front of everybody. Yeah, you know what? Maybe I should do it so that the initialization happens here. So maybe I'll do words equals set string like that. And now an empty set. Oh, okay. So I can do it this way. So I don't know if I'm doing this. Hang on. Yeah, the type is. That looks right. Let's look at how I did it in GuessRow. No? I mean to use equal? Oh, did I? Colon type equal. Yeah. This is exactly what we're doing right here. Set string. I think it's just this. Yeah, that looks better. And now when we first create the WordleWords, it's going to initialize, and we'll build it. And by default, again, the get random words is still aroma. So, but this works. So now what we're going to do is just put the words into the set. We're going to say words, insert, yeah, insert, I wonder if I need that argument label. Line. Now, take a look at this note here. References to property words enclosure requires explicit use of self to make capture semantics explicit. So, wow. So this is giving me some choices for the fix, and I can reference self explicitly. So I'm going to do that fix because that suits my eye better. But I don't remember doing that up here in this class, like guess letters. I just refer to it without the self here. And that's confusing to me, but that's confusing to me. It didn't complain about that. Maybe because it's private. I made this private so that class that calls this, the game class main, will not look at the words. Again, we're only protecting this internal detail from ourselves, but I thought I would do it. Let me get rid of this word private just to see if maybe that will make things different. No, it really wants that to be there. And notice it only does it here, not here, for example. GuessRow doesn't have this problem, but now I'm thinking it has to do with this word here, closure, reference to property words in a closure. So enumerateLines, which again I mentioned yesterday, I wanted to study this piece of code which I found here. Just use this, and this enumerateLines business, if I come to, well, let's just find it in, now that we know how to use this. Enumerates all the lines in a string, the invoking body, escaping. I don't understand this syntax here, but the word closure is key, and so I'm gonna do this and quickly look it up here, because I think there is in fact a separate section for it. I thought I remember seeing it. Nope. Let's see. Yeah, there is a separate thing. Group code that executes together without creating a named function. Yeah, so we're gonna I'm gonna put this in the chat. Closures is a I don't fully understand closures, and I programmed in Ruby, and I continued today to program in JavaScript, which has closures. It's about capturing the surrounding lexical state, which to me it's like not cheating, but it's just a bit tricky to work your head around it, and maybe it's from all the years of programming in C and then later Java, which didn't have it in the way that a language like Swift or I guess Node or JavaScript has it. So I'll just point people to this document, and I'm gonna see if there's the word enumerate here. No. And it's too bad that enumerateLines in file. Okay, let's look at file. You know, it's a string. Yeah, duh. That's that's my function. Yeah, it's a type string. So if I go to string and oh, that's what I wanted to do. Open it in the developer documentation. I just want to see if I can dig into this enumerate business. It's kind of this enumerated. we used this already in GuessRow when we had this for IC in guess letters. But you notice that, oh, but we don't use the variable in here. There's nothing, quote, captured. Anyway, this is the sort of meandering technical rabbit hole that you can fall into writing writing programs, and I will let it rest, I think, because the game is pretty close to being finished. If I would just get right on with it, but yeah, reference types. I bet you it's part of this thing. NS string. No, it said it was the other. Enumerate lines. Yeah. See this block. Yeah. Block executed for the enumeration. So the block takes two arguments. So block for the enumeration is okay. And takes two things, and then it is a function that returns nothing. So anyway, this thing here, it's a function call that takes a block of code, and that block of code, when you're inside of it, you're going to want to use self to reference the outside variable. It's subtle, and look at this. It's part of the Swift standard library, but NS string I know is part of the foundation. But although, yeah, when you need to reference foundation specific behavior. Anyway, well, enough of that. Well, let's now that we have these words in here, what we can do is get a random word. Now, this is the part where we're going to, yeah, this is going to be an interesting one. We're going to return words dot, and here we're going to see if we're going to say first for each, filter, and flat map remove. We're going to look for something that allows us to get at a word. Drop first union. What I'm really looking for is like, just give me a random element. You just see what's available in the set. This index is interesting because returns an index that is the specified distance from the given end. Wait a minute. I was hoping it would actually say, well, give me the fifth element in the set. But it's not necessarily clear if this is an ordered set. So let's just keep going. Joined, max, min, pop first. There it is. Returns a random element of the collection. So, I kind of thought something like this exists, but value of optional type string must be unwrapped. Oh, I have to do this. I'm not going to use a, yeah, if there's a problem here with returning a random element, I guess it's because if the set is empty. Let's force this to unwrap with the question mark and deal with it. Read it in this nice thing. I like this help that comes with Xcode. It looks an awful lot like Safari, but it's got some nice elements here. It's kind of the same here, but I'll have to link to this. Like this. It says order 1 if the collection conforms to a random access collection. No links there, but I'm gonna guess this is a random access element. Random access. When I do insert, if I do insert element, doesn't quite say about the random access part, but let's just go with it. Let's function name random. That's exactly what we want. And let's just run this thing and see what we see what the game looks like. If you watched the very first few live streams that I did, that simple guessing game, in that simple guessing game, in that simple guessing game, like I put it 50, 35, warmer. I put in a backdoor, which is just -99, just so that I could see it, and that's I think what I want to do for this game. Within, of course, once, I mean, the thing is, this is just for fun, right? So, okay, let's see. Is it aroma? No, but it's got an A and an O in it. Is it? Now, we're going to, I gotta figure out a fast way to get to this. We've got all these words that we can guess with, so we can find the ones that have an A and an O in it. It's a lot of them, but I'm gonna maybe guess baton. Ho! Now that's fun, but again, I had access to the original word list, so let's add this in. This is shaping up. We have a Wordle game that allows us to play 14 different times, or 14 different variations. Let's just look at what is in here. Yeah. Yeah. What I'm gonna do now is, again, just for fun, because oh, and then we got to do this, check the guesses in the dictionary. So things will get a lot harder with that, but that'll imply that we need to go and get the list of words. So I think we have time to do a little bit of that, but I think what I want to do now is previous guess rows. After I, yeah, if guess count is equal to 5, oh right, some of these variable names could be a little better. Here I say, what is guess? Guess is a variable that holds the string from what this one. But here, this guess.count, okay, that works. I just had to read what I wrote here. If I'm going to say, I got to check now that it's an integer. So we'll just look at how I did it in the other game. Oh yeah, okay. Integer string, okay. So we can do this. This is, again, to implement the backdoor, and maybe this is why we want to have this in a separate function. But we're going to say backdoor num is equal to the casting of this string, and if not, we're going to make it 0. If backdoor will be kind of funny about it. And can't find it, huh? I just did it right here. I'm gonna say var. Never mutated. Anyway, so this is implementing a backdoor. Let's just see if this works. Help? Oh, I need a 5-letter word. So now we can just check the backdoor. 45. You need a 5-letter word. See, when it translates, this is a little tricky because you want it to be 5 letters, and how they control this in Wordle is you get a keyboard and that's it, and the keyboard only has letters. This is something that players of this version have because they have access to the full keyboard. We're playing it on a terminal. I suppose we could come up with a secret word, but it would have to be 5 words, and then that word couldn't be used. Maybe you could play like aeiou. But anyway, so we're gonna, maybe that could be the backdoor. Maybe we could check for that here, because that word won't be in the dictionary because it's not a valid word. But let's just try this. -99. It's 99. Okay. That works for me here. If I do this guess count, I would want it to maybe continue past this. So I'm going to say, first I use -99, right, in the other code. Yeah. And I'm going to put here. But what we want is after it prints the word, it will go back to the loop. And for that, we don't want to break. We want to go back. So I think we just say, we say continue. Some languages have this, and meaning instead of falling down here, it'll just continue, which will fall down here. And good input is, it's been initialized up here. Anyway, this is programming. This is programming. We're just hunting around. I'm gonna go and run this. With this change, we'll just make it so that when it prints the guess word, the correct word, it'll go right back to the prompt. Yeah. So now we can put in crazy, and you got it in one guess. So let's put this into the commit world. We're going to call this adds backdoor to print correct word. Did I not save that output? Okay. I didn't save the output, but don't worry. We'll that'll give me a chance to show you this one thing in Git. I've now captured it properly, and in Git you can do this: git commit amend, and it'll allow you to change the previous commit that you had just entered, and you can put in to change to the commit. But now that I've changed it, you see it gets a different number, and the date is also different, 2109. I do git log, yeah. So I will then push this up, and I mean, now what we got to do is load a bunch of words in there. We also have to do this other piece, and I guess maybe this is the thing here. Let's check that the guess is in the dictionary. So now, how much time do I have here? Maybe another 5 minutes. Now, here it's the good input check. If guess count is equal to 5, well, if guess count is equal to 5, then we set the good input to be true. But what we want is to do one more check here to see that it's in the dictionary. We can even do it with an and here. I think that would work. And then we say WordleWords valid, and we put in guess, and wow, how did that let me do that? That's not in there. Okay, yeah, value of type Wordle has no member, valid. And this is the part where I was bothered by Xcode, because in other IDEs it'll just build a little valid for you. It'll build a little function for you, but it doesn't have that, so we're forced to write it ourselves. And here the guess word is we'll just put in W, and it's going to return a bool parameter name followed by, must be written with the empty name. I don't know if I'm a fan of that. Unnamed parameters. Yeah, I want to get this right because of this. This is a Swift thing, but let me just get the function. Function labels and parameter names. Yeah. So I can put in a parameter name word here and give it a string, but I can also put in an argument label. What if I want to not have it? Yeah, if you don't want an argument label, write an underscore. Okay. So it's underscore, and then the parameter name is W, and then the type is string. Seems like an awful lot of syntax, but that's what Swift wants. Missing return for a bool. So here we just do return self words contains, and then wow, we just learned about that. As no member valid. So what we've done is we've added the logic to see if the word is one of these 14 here. Now it's going to be trickier to play. Oh boy, the puzzle word. I forgot about that backdoor. So pretty sure when Josh Wardle sold the game to the Times, he didn't have any of these special things in here. Okay, so I'm gonna guess it's aroma. Not aroma, but it's got an A and an R. I'm gonna now guess equal and see how it's complaining. You need a 5-letter word, so this is wrong. I have to make the prompt different based on whether the word is valid or not. So you're checking for 5 letters, and then if it passes 5 letters, you can then check if the word is in the dictionary. If you have 5 letters and the word is not in the dictionary, that's a separate message. It's something like word is not in the word list or something like that. So we already have to change the logic. Let's do that change before we forget. Track. Did I have that in here? Yeah, okay. The second word. Let's put that change in this logic here. It just have to be nested. Who am I kidding? So if the guess count is 5, then check this stuff. If the WordleWord is valid, then it's good. Else, good input is false, and you say, actually by default it's false. What's this? Oh, I think that might have been a change. Yeah, these markers here are for the diff. You get diff. Yeah, here I had removed get guess check, but remember Xcode, you can do that with this, I think. The reviewer, code review. But now let's run this and see if this works better. It's coming along, and this will end with, so we will end with this. Equal. That word is not in my dictionary. What about horse? Boy, so it's really tight now, but there's only 14 words. Aroma? No. Health? You need a 5-letter word, so that check is still good also. You can see, I think it might be interesting to see this repeat while I had toyed with the idea of making this a separate function. If it was a separate function, it'd be easier to test outside of the game loop using the XC tests, but we're moving pretty fast, and there's not a lot to test, but it would be cool to have the tests enumerated like this, with assertions and such. We can maybe spot some things, but I'm gonna let me just try to get this, and we'll end with that. So it's TRACK. Nope. I wish I remembered. Oh, I know now. My words, I'm not going to look at the word list, but I'm going to look at the picture. And it was RA is the correct ones. So it's tramp. Oh boy, it could be one of these. Let's, yeah, because C. So it's going to be CRA. Was he Y? It's not crazy. Got to be cramp. No, it's not cramp. Gotta be crabs. Yeah, fantastic. So you can see the game got very hard when you put in these constraints. Hats off to Josh to come up with this super game, because it's about constraints. It's about limiting the player, us. That's what makes the game challenging, but also makes the game fun. And I mean, to me, I'm ready to play this, but I think I would have realized there's going to be 14 words. But it's pretty challenging as it is. So the next time we, first let's put this into the code. Yeah, added. To-dos. So tomorrow, what we'll do is figure out this part here. The words part. We've got this part. What we got to do is get a list of words. Where did we get that word list? And so on and so forth. And there's this project here. We're going to look at it tomorrow and just, we're going to try to use it. I'm going to try to use this thing and see if we can put it into the code and See how slow the code gets when it tries to load in all of these words. But that's for tomorrow. Thank you very much for checking this out.